Welcome to Home Lodge Life. It's January, it's that time of year again to start growing some seeds. Let me show you around the Polytunnel. I also want to introduce you to two of my main workers. They're a menace, but you'll like them. Out! Cocker spaniels. Who'd have cocker spaniels? Drive me mad. Love them to bits, but they drive me mad. Come here, Aaron. Come on. Come here. Up. Wait. This is Scrump. Meet Scrump. He's a bugger. Ernie, come here. Come here. This is Ernie. He's even worse, Ernie is. He's a menace. Come on, bugger up. Come, away. Away, come. Go on, out! Out! Oh dear me. Aaron Titchmarsh doesn't have this problem, does he? Right, let's get into it. I think we'll start off with the lettuce. So what I've got here is some really fine compost, peat-free compost. I always use Sal Vigoro because I just find it's really fine. And the seeds respond well to it. It's probably a little bit too enriched for seeds because initially seeds don't need a lot of goodness to germinate. It's when they get a bit bigger they need it. But I get good results, and it's just all about getting the results that you need. So I take one of my trays and fill it out. So what we'll do is we'll damp it off and let it settle. Sit it there while we do another one, let it settle down. The professionals do their seed sowing and they use all sorts of tray setups. You know, I like using 12s because you can get your onions grouping into 3 or 4 per cell. And it's just easy to split them up when they have germinated and you want to pot them on. I find it easier to do it out of a cell rather than out of, a bigger cell, which there's room for. But then, you take that up, you have to take quarter of the cell up. Where with the smaller ones, just for germination, I find it's easier to take a cell out and break the seedlings apart, and they come out a lot more freely without too much damage. I've always found spending hours and hours on YouTube watching all the professionals, the people have been doing it a decent length of time. I've been doing this around about 6 years. And trust me, I'm still learning. There's no doubt you'll point out. But I get good results. That's all that matters is getting the results that you want. So I just get into the seeds. I've dumped it out, compressed it down, give it a bit of a top up. Try and take some of that air out, excess air out. We'll just give it a little bit more of a moisten. These are handy, these are. Swear by them. Just think you get a little bit more control with them. That's a cut and come lettuce. Which I'll put in half of one of these trays. Like I say, I've only been doing this 6 years and I get really good results, and I'm not as refined as the professionals. This is just me sharing how we grow things here at Home Lodge. And I grow veg, and I grow plenty of veg. I don't really, other than the wireworm that attacked everything in the beds, which was somewhat demoralising. That's about one of the only major setbacks I've had. So it's about what works for you. And over the years of sowing, you'll get tidier and you get better, and you just get more efficient at it. So some red drumhead cabbage. So with the cabbage, I'll just put 2 in each cell, and then I can either split them up or choose the strongest one to plant on. One of the mistakes I've made over the years is you get enthusiastic and you grow loads of stuff and you end up with a lot of waste, and something that planting small quantities and often is one of the key things that I've definitely learned over the last 5 or 6 years. Little quantities and every other 3-4 weeks, especially when we get into the spring and everything's really starting to spring into life. Pardon the pun. There's a couple in each cell of the red drumhead. I've got perlite in this. It's only because in this mix we've got a bit of perlite. It's only because I had it in the bottom of the tub here. Usually, if anything, I'd use is a little bit of vermiculite. I think perlite sometimes it's too big for the seeds. I find it is anyway. No doubt, people are going to say no, it's perfect, but I find perlite's just a little bit big. We'll give that a bit of a watering. Let's get some name tags done. This is where the wife comes in. She's got beautiful handwriting for a lefty. She's got superb handwriting, and I like it when she does my little tags for my seeds, so I can read it then instead of my doctor's scrawl. The first of a brand new year. What will it bring? So we pop those in there so we know what we are dealing with. I know what you're going to say is, using 2 different types of onions and cells like this, you could quite easily get them crossed over. And you're right, you can. But onion's an onion, so as long as they all grow and we get food, that's all I'm fussed about. So let's do some Walla Walla. As I've said before, I get really good results with these. You can sow them any time between January and April indoors. Also, I've got a lot of onion sets already out in the garden. Onion sets are just a good staple, reliable way of getting onions underway at the end of autumn, early winter. Something I've always done. They're never a big onion. I've got some here. They're never a big onion. Got a whole bunch of them here, but they're feeders for the winter and into the spring. I've got red onions from last year, garlic, and like I say, it's just about getting the results. I cover both. I do both a seed and a set. The seeds tend to be a little bit bigger when they develop. I put 3 to 4 in each cell. So that's 6 done. So I'll get groups of between 3 and 5 growing, and you can either group them when you plant them out, or obviously you can split them up for separates, but I'll group them. Still get good results. If you split them up, you'll get a slightly bigger onion. So that's the Walla Walla at the top. Let's do the Ailsa Craig in the bottom. Again, Ailsa Craig I've always got good results with. They're a little bit, I find they get a little bit smaller than the Walla Walla. They don't make the size, but they're a nice sweet onion, so it's all in the eating. It's all about the taste. So again, I'll go for a group in each cell. I've got some spring onions growing at this moment in time outside. Always slow this time of the year, but then you forget about them. You go outside and you've got a bed full of spring onions, which is always a nice surprise because you don't get in the garden this time of the year like you normally would. So there's 4 or 5 in each Firm them down. Give them a good drink. That's the onions done. They'll be going into the grow tent into the cottage. We're using the cottage at the moment while the heating's on. Obviously, stop the radiators or having a burst or a leak. So I can get temperature in there, but I've only got till April to get it done. The peppers, they need such a long growing season that getting in early, as long as you've got the right conditions. I've always heated a greenhouse and used the grow tent and just got really good results. These are Sweet California Wonder. I've got them in a 12 cell. I'll do 2 in each one because then I can split them up. So hopefully with 2 in each cell, you get your 2, or if you fail on one, at least you've got 1 growing in your cell. Peppers, they like it to be 24 in the tent. They like it warm to germinate. Obviously the onions, not so much. All right, let's get those covered up. Let's give them a good water. These are way too big, but that's all I've got at the moment. So they'll do. Right, that's the pepper sown. Love a nice pepper. A salad, stir fry. Nice red and sweet. Take some beating. Time that I took you over to the high-tech grow tent. Again, it's one of those things, just works to get the results. And yeah, let's go over there. So here they are at the end of the day, all tucked away. And they're going to be germinating over the next few weeks. They will. There'll be lots more in here. We've got peas going in here, various flowers for germination as spring starts to edge towards us. And yeah, there's a lot more of projects happening down here. We've got the garden build, we've got the factory to finish off, we've got the house to start. It's all exciting this year. So please follow, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. See you again soon. Bye.